So now that's all dried, what we want to do is we want to seal it in. There's all sorts of gloss coats we can use. I do like to use the intermediate Gauzy agent by AK Interactive. There was like a nice floor cleaner that you could use, as much as floor cleaners kind of sound not right. Decanted it into this bottle. I do believe it's hard to get hold of now, but you know, if you search around, I know on the Genesis Models forum there's like a big discussion on there if you want to go check that out. But really, Gauzy agent, I mean, at least you can sort of get your hands on it from AK Interactive. Basically they both do the same job, and what we're going to simply do is start off with a light misty coat. As always, we spray a light misty coat so you're almost not sort of noticing it all over our model here, right? And then we do maybe about 2 nice simple light coats, and it's just going to seal in that enamel paint, so you're not going to rub it off accidentally or anything like that, as well as it's going to give it a really hard coat, and all our paint work here isn't going to be easily sort of chipped or scratched or anything like that, because we've got quite a bit of gloss on here now as it is. Next sort of last stage to this step by step is going to get out some matte UV varnish, really cool, from Winsor & Newton. It's acrylic based, which is good, and it's got a UV varnish protection, so good from the sun and stuff, because this is sort of like an optional area. We could go off and we could now spray this all matte, and that is totally and utterly up to you, because I mean, we've got all these gloss coats on here. Some of you might not like this to be shiny, some of you might like it to be matte, so just spray on some of this matte UV varnish and it'll make it all nice and mattified. But what I want to do, I kind of like my Space Marines looking sort of a bit shiny, because I mean, if you read some of the books, you'll read how they do polish their armour and stuff. Right, so I'm just pouring a bit of this onto a palette. Right, getting a paintbrush, and I just want to pick out parts of the model which you know are going to be matte. So we're just going to, like, we do have stuff like his little pistol sticking out here, right? Just simply paint on it, right, and it'll just turn nice and matte. Right, we've got some oaths of moments and stuff. Just here we can paint. I do like to paint the bolt rifle as well, right, just to make them all look nice and matte. Right, I'm just using a normal sort of standard brush really for this. I mean, you don't have to be massively neat, you just don't want to really sort of get it on anything other than what you want to be matte. Right, you may have to put maybe 2 coats of this down just to actually sort of get it looking nice and matte. Right, if you do end up having bubbles, which can tend to happen, I'll just give it a blow or something, and that is basically it. Just got to finish putting these matte bits on. And so here is our little miniature here, all nicely done. I know the base isn't done. I don't really want to go off with this sort of series of Space Marines and sort of go, you know, I'm going to show you how to do bases with each and every single one of them. I'm kind of thinking a nice separate video, which is just, let's just do specifically for bases, and you know, you can always reference that, but just to sort of show you one with all the bases done, one I did before. Hopefully you can see we've just got some nice sort of texture going on there and all sorts of flock and stuff, and it just, you know, livens that up rather nicely. And I nicely painted, I always paint my bases just around the edges in Steel Legion drab. I do like that colour, although some people do like to use black. You can, it's up to you. All sorts of different things you can do with bases and everything, which is rather cool. But there you go, it's got that sort of nice sort of shine to it, as you can see, and the bolt guns are sort of coming out nice and matte and whatnot. I do like these new miniature range from Games Workshop, this whole new Primaris Marines. They just look so much more better and in scale and look more sort of realistic. Absolutely lovely detail, and hopefully you've enjoyed all these techniques of how to build and paint an Ultramarine. There are other ways you can go about it, other ways using washes and stuff that I've done, which I will show you in the future. So hopefully you're gonna like the end results for them. So until the next step by step here at Genesis Models, my name is Bobby Waldron, and I'll catch you next time.